Hey guys, we're back with our next episode of our Sryth Fantasy Text-Based RPG. Last time we were running across some old friends. We There was a mysterious lady. That's all I got from it. It's been like 16 days since I played this, unfortunately. Listen, you guys, I'm really gonna try to keep up and keep this on point here until we're finished playing with it, which could be never. It's a really never ending game, isn't it? Which I appreciate. I like a never ending story. But I have no idea what I'm going to do next, so let's just take a look around and see what's up. But hey, thanks so much for hanging out and joining me. Let's just go. Alright. So I've noticed right away that my horse is 5% income. Well, 5%, whatever it is called. So I'm going to tend. Fatigued. That's it. Tend to my Epona. And then we're in Tridmore right now by my castle. So since we're at the castle, we might as well do some upgrades. Got some arch happening. I'll be out of money soon. Let's upgrade the flag. We can do our grove. Sure. So let's save. It's been 16 days. So we're going to get to 1,000 grandeur one day. I'm not going to worry about the hidden layer right now. We're hanging out in southeast, right? Right, because we did Drow Dog stuff. We're hanging out with the Border Rangers. Anything going on with the Border Rangers right now? So my status, currently level 5, which is the current max obtainable level for this guild. How do we get... I don't meet the advancement. I need... I need experience. What is my experience right now? I need experience in this guild. Hey, you got any requests for me? Yes, I have 3 times. Yes, we could do it a few more like me. Okay. Is that me? Hey, it's me. Hey. So, there's nothing for them that they need me to do right now, but I can't advance either, so... Interesante. We can work on the cave here. So next we get the mouth of the cave. Deep inside the eerie, decayed confines of the withering wood, a large number of bones, both animal and human, lie scattered about the patch of ground directly in front of the lair's jagged maw. I mean, why not? Let's take a look, see. Suddenly, you stumble across a large pile of bones heaped against the wall in the section of the cave tunnel. Disturbingly enough, several human bones are strewn throughout the grisly mound. I mean, we need more money, so we should take this stuff to sell. Confident that you haven't overlooked anything of importance, you once again prepare to set off through the cave. Suddenly, hulking ogre, his torso draped with a tattered hide of a Faroondan brown bear, stomps out of the darkness ahead, pausing as he reaches the edge of your light. With a guttural snarl, the great beast snatches up a heavy wooden club and moves swiftly towards you, apparently eager to dispatch the woman bold enough to invade his lair. Oh, that's me. Okay, quick combat. Ah, we did it. We made it. You step back from the bloody carcass of the ogre and spend several moments catching your breath as you quickly check over your equipment. The fearsome beast that had his claim had claimed this remote lair as its own is no more. Yeah, we're running out of money, so best sell some stuff. After concluding your search, you take one last look at the slain ogre before turning and heading back north along the cave passage. Oh, something else happening. An unnerving, quite unexpectedly falls. An unnerving quiet unexpectedly falls over the bone. Oh, I've cleared the dungeon of the cave. It'll reset itself. Cool. Thorough search of the now empty cave returns of a large wooden chest tucked in the shadowy corner of the bone-littered lair. The chest is unlocked. It contains a large assortment of items and valuables. After concluding your examination, the chest contents once again set off to the cave. A bloody remainder of a slain ogre heaped in the center of the small chamber at the end of the cave passage. The great beast's wound-riddled carcass is already beginning to reek of death. Gross. Suddenly, you stumble across a large pile of bones. Yes, let's search. So it just keeps coming uncleared. So I probably have cleared it before. Let's leave. Uh, cool. Travel. Let's go. Let's go back to Trinmore. Let's sell this stuff. The harbor River Guild. Sure. Browse weapons. Sell my items, please. Ooh, this is good money for these. Let's sell all this stuff, please, and thank you. So, and then Asiana. So, this could be better, but I'll take it. These sound cool, so you can have them. So you can have these. The money. Get money. Get money. Alright. Garcia. Chimo Harbor is a bustling place from long before dawn until long after dark. Large ships moored along its quay are continuously taking on cargo from the many smaller vessels that have braved the southbound journey along the River Trin. These larger vessels will now continue the trek south, across the murky waters of the Barrow Lock and into the lower reaches of the kingdom. Let's visit the sea. I've been through this, I think, but might as well take a look again. Take a seat. Hey, adventures! You take a seat at the end of a short-legged wooden bench that runs astride a long table against the back wall and rest your weary feet. Moments later, a serving girl appears out of the crowd and sets a mug of thin, watery ale down before you. She scowls briefly and then quickly departs. You sip the putrid but apparently free ale as your eyes wander over the boisterous scene that dominates the cramped common room. Why not? When the inebriated braggart of a merchant rises unsteadily to his feet and staggers comically towards the alehouse door, you expertiser immediately draws the leather pouch dangling from his belt. Oh, this is about stealing from him. Loud and loudly obnoxious spice merchant, who spent the better half of the evening drinking and annoying much of the crowd in the alehouse common room, finally staggers to his feet. You see how I'm noble? Announces for to hear that he'll be setting off on his way. As he moves past where you're seated, you seem to suddenly be stricken by a spell of dizziness and nearly stumbles onto you. You leap to your feet and take him by the elbow in an honest effort to steady him, but he turns and scowls at you, tearing his arm away and assailing you with a long string of choice curses. You shake your head and sigh as you watch him teeter towards the front door, and you're about to retake your seat when suddenly your eyes fall upon a tempting sight. The man's leather coin purse dangles from his belt within easy reach of your practiced fingers. You cast a quick glance around and are delighted to note that no one seems to be paying his departure any further mind. No. Despite the relative ease of the target, you decide against making an attempt at the coin purse instead. Take your seat and watch the man as he stumbles out of the alehouse. Yeah. Alright, let's leave. Grip Hook, yes. Yes, I remember we were hanging out near Grip Hook. Anything else going on in Drow Dock? Mm, 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 mm. This is where Thane Merindol lives. Let's say hi to Thane. Thane Merindol meets you in a shelter across and welcomes you to his private chamber. He listens with great interest as you relate to him details of your more recent adventures. Go well and be strong, Alison, he says, as you prepare to depart. You're welcome within the walls of You're ever welcome within the walls of Drow Dock. Thank you. We got a River Guild here too. I mean, we've done the Proving Grounds. Just let you redo then. Yeah, see, it doesn't let you redo them. Explore the realms at random, no thank you. How bizarre. How bizarre. Alright, keep going. See what else we got going on in Chidmore. Go back to the harbour area. Tavern. Among the more reputable establishments to be found lining the narrow streets that snake away from the harbour front, Burmese Tavern is popular not only for the quality of its food and drink, but also its relatively peaceful atmosphere. The tavern's current proprietor, Kirith Banmik, a retired adventurer and ex-swordsman, is swift to harshly deal with any inappropriate conduct that arises. Let's talk to him. You find Kirith stoking the fire. The respected tavern keep finishes his task at hand and engages you in a conversation. You learn that he's looking to expand the tavern by purchasing the vacant warehouse next door. That presents its own problems, said the bearded retired adventurer, smiling as he shakes his head. I'll likely need some more help around this place. If that ever happens, the more fuck I pack in here, the more help I'm going to need. I can manage it as it is, but if it gets much bigger, well, I might need another set of heavy hands. After a lengthy conversation, you bid farewell to Kirith, and he hurries off to see to some overlooked chore. Let's get a food and a drink. The fare available at Balmir's is simple, wholesome, and savory. You hand your gold token to a serving lad and take a seat at a long table on the back of the bustling common room. A small feast, much more than you expected, arrives a few minutes later, along with the frothing tankard of the tavern's finest ale. The comforting din of your fellow patrons ringing in your ears, you tuck into the hearty meal. Thanks, ya hearty. Yeah, Assassin's Creed is running over here, like the videos before you start the game, and it's making me think of that. Okay, that's the one we just in. We visited Griphoos, move elsewhere, Tallies. Alright, let's go. Megglesmire. Let's see about it. The infertile bog known as Megglesmire stretches for nearly a mile both north and east from the patch of the firmer terrain in which you now stand. Sickly-looking tufts of yellow and brown grass rise up from the edge of the pods, pools of mud that infest this quagmire, and every so often the back of the rock or a small rise of the firmer ground juts above its quivering, sometimes bubbling surface. In the middle of the bog, perhaps half mile from here, sits a sizable island of a rock and earth covered with small patches of stunted trees. I'm pretty sure I've been here as well, so I'm not going to go looking about there. Blackstorm Tower. Oh, this is where we met that lady. Yep. Remember that? Silverwysp. It's in the town. Fortunately, that was yesterday. North and east of the city of Tridmore, upon a firmer expanse of rocky terrain in the midst of a vast moorland, lies the village of Silverwysp. The small settlement enjoys a relatively high level of prosperity for its size, due entirely to several ore mines situated on its outskirts. A scattering of small but solidly constructed wood and stone dwellings make up the outer perimeter of the village, with several large buildings surrounding its central main square. In the square stand three wells and a large monument erected in honor of Sryth. What was yesterday? Unfortunately, that was yesterday. Silverwysp lies in ruin. Black smoke billows into the skies from the piles of ash that less than a day ago were the homes and buildings that made up the heart of the outlying moorland village. What? Battle rages at the raised village in the scrub forest in the outskirts were valiant. A small group of Tissian soldiers and a handful of border rangers waged a desperate struggle against a horde of savage mountain goblins, armor-clad forest trolls, and rotting undead. Spotted now and again, moving from the chaos, with a trail of carnage left in his wake, is a hulking ogre, a red cape spilling down over his broad shoulders and a heavy spiked club clutched in its gnarled fist. The fearsome weapon drips from the blood of those unfortunate enough to have found themselves in the ogre's path. The goblins, trolls, and undead give way before this formidable creature, heeding its commands without question as they relentlessly surge forward against the last beleaguered defenders of Silverwysp. All indications are you've arrived not a moment too soon. It should arrive yesterday, shouldn't we? The village of Silverwysp lies in ruins. A small group of Tissian soldiers, a platoon of border rangers, platoon, and a handful of brave adventurers have battled fiercely, waging a desperate struggle against the merciless horde. Nightmare's army was that of Runeskin, the immortal ogre that his appearances upon Sryth over the century have been accompanied by chaos and destruction. On the makeshift command post amidst the charred ruins of the Hedgelong Tavern, the Tissian army captain by the name of Rexigor Millark serves as the leader of this beleaguered and ultimately outmatched defense. The spirit of the village defenders has never broken. The fight for Silverwysp appears to be drawing to a close. The force of Runeskin and largely have been driven to the field of battle, but Captain Millark, head of the resistance, made it clear that all the struggle is not over. Let's report in. You find Captain Millark standing amidst the ruins of the Hedgelong Tavern, conducting the defence of Silverwysp from within the makeshift command post. While the vast majority of Runeskin's army has been driven from the field of battle, the captain is still overseeing his forces as they scour the area north, east, and south of the village for any lingering sign of the enemy. Okay, adventures. Wow! Well, cool. First mission for Malak. Captain Malak you tells you that a particularly brutal mountain goblin warrior is tearing through defenders as he and the band of bloodthirsty kin carve a path toward the village center from the south. Let's go. While speaking with Captain Milak, you learn that he has just been given a troubling piece of news. Reports from the south say the brutal mountain goblin warrior and a sizable band of his bloodthirsty kin are carving a path north towards the village center, cutting down any defenders unfortunate enough to cross them. Our forces are already spread too thin, says the captain gravely. I can't hope to ask it of you, Allison, but our defences here may depend on it. Could you... You don't wait for him to finish. With grim nod, you promptly turn and race off to the south, hoping that you may intercept the murdered goblin crew before they reach the village limits. As you near the southern outskirts of the village, you're taken aback by the startling discovery you make while passing by a smouldering remains of stone-walled dwelling. Crouched beneath a slab of blackened timber, her face covered in grime, as soon as a young girl, perhaps now older than 4. As you approach her, she shrinks back as if fearful of your intentions. You swiftly but calmly reassure her that you wish to help, and you almost at once she reaches out and throws her arms around you. About to hoist her off the ground and take her out of this dangerous area when the sight of 4 spear-wielding mountain goblins approach from the south forces a sudden change of plans. You quickly set the young girl on the ground behind you and assume a defensive posture in front of you, determined to do whatever it takes to keep her out of the clutch of the vile creatures now rapidly bearing down on you. Soft sobs reach your ears as the 4 goblins rush into melee range, snarling viciously. Death to the heathens! Having dispatched the 4 goblin warriors, you turn to hoist the young girl up in your arms and swiftly set off for the village center. A soldier standing on guard in the road leading up to the center spot you approach and rushes out to take the girl from you. He tells you that most of Silverwysp residents have long since fled to the west and ordered by Captain Millark, but he will see this child reunited with the family wherever they might be. Don't you worry, little one, said the young shoulder, examining the rather nasty gash in the girl's leg. We'll have that looked after for you. Come on then. Or we'll do it right now. Calling upon restoration, focus on the girl's leg with a matter of moments, no sign of the wound remains. The child soft sobbing subsides and the soldier stares at you with open mouth amazement. Wasting no time, you head back to the south, eager to resume your mission and locate the savage goblin crew, reportedly cutting a bloody trail north towards the heart of the village. It doesn't take long to find them. Just south of the village limits and in an area of tall grass and stunted trees, you come upon the goblins that you seek as they stand around their most recent patch of gruesome handiwork. 9 mountain goblins stand over the corpses of 3 soldiers, crudely kicking and prodding at the unmoving bodies. One of the goblins, whose fine suit of chain armor and spiked skull kept setting him apart from the rest is snarling orders to his vicious kin. Archery! Luckily the goblins had not yet spotted you. You send 3 arrows into the air and watch two of the feathered shadows find their targets. A pair of goblins had a sharp cry in pain and slumped to the ground, dead long before their heads ever struck the earth. Panic gripped by a sudden panic, most of the remaining goblins turned and rushed off south, abandoning their chain-clad leader despite his derisive snarls at the backs as they depart. In a matter of a few small minutes, only the armored leader and another large goblin remained. The armored mountain goblin suddenly spots you and snarls something to the large goblin standing at his side. Without hesitation, the club-wielding brute charges you. The armored goblin leader range a dozen yards off his champion warrior dutifully engaged you, swiping at you with his crude but effective weapon. Or he's dead. The chain-clad goblin leader roars its displeasure as his champion slops to the ground at your feet. You step over the battered corpse of your foe and begin slowly advancing on the armored goblin, the creature whose blade is streaking the dry blood of many of Silverwysp's brave defenders. The glory of the master is not yours for the taking, human, snarls the vicious mountain goblin as he brandishes his broad blade and obviously attempts to display his formidable skill with a weapon. Without another word, the goblin leader charges, sounding a fearsome battle cry that serves to send a chill down beneath your body. Or, now he's dead. The goblin leader collapses face first into the deepening pool of his own blood and does not move again. You stick to one knee as you attempt to regain your breath following the brutal encounter. Quick search of your dispatched enemy's body reveals the following which you may take. I will take because I need money. Waste little time returning to Silverwysp, whereupon you immediately report to Captain Millark and inform him of the successful completion of the mission. The captain meets you at the shoulder post and commends you at your victory. Again, that the all follow the fate led you to us, Allison, he says, and he moves out of the confines of the ruined tavern to personally examine the 3 wounded soldiers returning from the battlefield. You follow him out, and when he's finished tending the soldiers, he turns back to you and exhales heavily. It's going to be get worse before things look up, he says grimly, casting a weary glance at the ruined surroundings. It's going to get much, much worse. What? Why? So report back to the captain for one more of these adventures. I feel like they haven't gone down. And after this adventure, we're going to finish this episode a little early. But hey, I appreciate you hanging out with me. A lone border ranger scouting the southern moor was the first to witness the 2 dozen mountain goblins making their way toward the outskirts of the village. If the goblins themselves weren't cause for the immediate alarm, given the vast scope of the peril now surrounding Silverwysp, the tower of wood and rope being hauled across the broken moor terrain behind them was. Captain Miller's face grows ashen as the young border ranger named Tyndall relates him the news of his grim discovery. A bomb sling, sighs the captain, turning to you after commending the ranger on his scouting. I should have expected such tactics from the goblins, though I can't say I ever thought this room-skin beast would submit to such conventions. I need not tell you, Allison, that they cannot be allowed to get their injured war within range. Less than half an hour later, you're moving through the rugged terrain south of Silverwysp with Tyndall en route to intercept the goblins before you. They haul the bomb sling within range of the village. There we have them, says Tyndall, as you reach the top of the stony trail. The young border ranger points to the south, where you can plainly see a large group of goblins toiling to free the towering bomb sling from the grips of the wide patch of muck. The goblins, 2 dozen strong by their count, are squabbling amongst themselves and are not taking notice of you, even though they're barely 20 yards distant. They'll have that sling freed up soon enough, said Tyndall. I suggest we lie in here and wait and take them to task when they come by the way. No, of course, Allison, that I highly suggest such a course if there's anyone but standing by the side. Any thoughts? Archery, that's what my thoughts say. Tyndall smiles as you unshoulder your bow and promptly readies his own. Standing in the pin, the two of you unleash a volley of arrows to the unsuspecting goblins, cutting down several of them where they stand and sending them, those who survive to the attack, into a panic frenzy. Wasting no time, you and Tyndall charge ahead, prepared to assault the goblins before they fully regain their wits. Panicked, the vicious humanoid seems shocked by the bold assault from only a pair of humans as they fumble for their weapons and attempt to regather their wits and mount a counterattack. Of 20 goblins lie dead and dying along the stony path, Tyndall, nursing a nasty gash in his forearm, stands over the carnage, reaching his shoulder pass. Well, there's our own small party, smirks, gazing over the remains of the goblin horde. Just be a moment, Allison. As you turn your gaze to the many items strewn in the path, Tyndall makes his way toward the bomb sling. That's gonna be money, honey. The sound of Tyndall returning turns your gaze to the south. You behold an unexpected walk beside the bomb sling, the mighty war engine in the Goblins is engulfed in flames. That's the end of that, says Tyndall. Tyndall, a guy named Tyndall would be able to set something on fire. Moving up to your side and turning to look over his destructive handiwork. Captain Miller is visibly when you intend to return and announce successfully on the mission. He thanks you both and commends you on your victory over such overwhelming odds. When Tinder takes his leave, the captain turns to you and lays his hand on your shoulder. There are few who don't know of my past, Allison. He says, "It might be a common lie if I suggested it. For a moment, I have been detested the station fate saw fit to chain me to. Yet I'd gladly go back to overseeing our oil wagons. I surely would." All right, seriously though, next time we are gonna handle these other four adventures. Hopefully, we can get those all in one episode. Although that last one says part one, so maybe not. But hey, glad to be back. Thanks for hanging out and joining me. Sorry if I haven't replied to any comments. I'm gonna review the comments again, see what I can discern and use to be having a better go of it in the future. Thanks so much for hanging out and joining me. Thanks so much for your comments. Thanks so much for watching along with me. I appreciate it. Until next time, you know what I'm gonna say. Peace.